Why is it that we can scroll social media, play video games, and scratch our nuts for hours, but can't focus more than 1 hour on getting a job done? Why are our brains so desensitized to learning that we can no longer learn unless we spend weeks or months on something? It takes the average human 20 hours of focused learning to pick up a new skill. This can be 20 hours of playing the violin, juggling a soccer ball, playing pickleball. And it takes us about 10,000 hours to get extremely good at a skill. Now, we don't want to think about 10,000 hours because that's a lot, but we will touch on that later in the video. There's a great trick for that. So let's see how we can break the 20-hour rule, because if you want to be someone who learns faster, is way smarter than average, and can do more in less time, this is a rule you must break. Some learn faster than others. It's just how humans are. Aptitude is your likelihood to succeed given an activity. Personally, I believe I have very high aptitude, as whether it be a sport, card game, or general activity, I'm able to pick it up fairly quickly. Now the question is, was I born like this, or did I develop my aptitude? This is where we form level 1, the base of this grand pyramid that will help us break the 20-hour rule. Even if you are someone that needs to spend more time to pick up a skill or learn something, you can train yourself and increase your aptitude to a point where learning new things will become a cakewalk. Now, how do you do this? What's the trick? Pattern recognition. When you take an exam, let's say the SAT, I hate that exam, you may have taken many practice exams and overloaded your brain with SAT problems. As you did more practice and exams, you started recognizing that every linear math word problem on the math SAT sounds exact same. It's worded the same. It's solved the same. So the next time you see a linear word problem, you look for the same keywords and implement the same problem-solving approach to solve that exact same problem. Now you study for your AP Calculus exam and you notice the same thing. A lot of problems following the same pattern. Now as you take more and more exams for various subjects, you begin seeing patterns much faster, and this pattern recognition skill translates to other parts of your life. You notice the way someone swings their pickleball racket to smash the ball. So you start following the same motion and learning from it. What you do not know is through all of this, you are building your aptitude. You'll be able to pick up things at a rate faster than you have ever seen before. You see world-class athletes like LeBron James, Odell Beckham Jr., they have high aptitude, which is why LeBron's super good at football, Odell's extremely good at soccer. They're able to play multiple sports. Your environment shapes your aptitude. So if you're in an environment where you are constantly practicing, refining your craft, that is really where your aptitude will continue to grow. There was a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, which found that individuals with high self-esteem, which is a component closely related to self-belief, tend to be more resilient in stressful situations. Now, what does this mean and how does this relate? You are trained to stay on a task for under an hour because of the lower attention span that society has now given us thanks to TikTok, IG Reels, and soon LinkedIn Shorts. So when you are on hour 5 of 20 and things become more difficult, it feels like a chore to continue onwards to learn the skill, you will automatically start talking yourself out of continuing and be like, you know what, maybe I should watch a YouTube video, or maybe I should go take a break and go outside and you never come back. This is why the 20-hour rule is slowly becoming a 30-hour rule. And in 5 years, I won't be surprised if it becomes a 40-hour rule, because we are on a track to learn slower than ever before, even with AI. But our goal is to break the 20-hour rule and lower it as much as possible because we don't want to be average. Now think of a time where you were studying for an exam, a major exam, and after an hour or two of studying, you felt like you did enough. Even though deep inside you knew you needed to study more, you're like, you know what? I did good. Or maybe 1 hour in, you are trying to solve a hard problem and you tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to skip this problem and pray this is not on the exam. I personally done that myself. But no, here's how to solve this. It's going to make all the difference in your exam results. These points of doubt or skipping over the problem are called critical points. I need you all to be aware of this, because over here is where you need to trick your brain to thinking you can do this problem, or you are not done studying. You are going to be talking to yourself. Now you might come off as a weirdo to someone next to you, but this is a psychological hack that would genuinely make you keep studying at a high level. Like, you have to vocally, out loud, say, no, I'm not stopping. Now with all this being said, how exactly will you achieve mastery under 20 hours of learning? This is where level 3 is formed, repetition. I mentioned earlier in the video that you need to spend 10,000 hours to get good at something. Some will only need to spend 5,000 hours, some 2,000 hours, and some just 1,000. But how can we use this for the 20-hour rule? Because 10,000, 20 hours is a big difference. Well, once you first introduce yourself to a topic, you simply spend 4 to 5 hours on understanding the topic, not applying it. It is the application stage that most people spend nearly 20 plus hours on. What can you do to half this time? Science shows you retain more information once once you learn something and then sleep. It gives your brain time to process what you just learned without further stimuli interfering it. You know, it would suck if you spent hours studying for like a new MCAT topic just to watch 1 hour of brain rotting TikTok right after. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that sleep enhances your ability to remember and consolidate new information. So make sure to schedule your study sessions before a good night's sleep. In other words, the time of day matters. Start practicing in intense sprints of 45 to 60-minute sessions with a 15-minute break, commonly known as Pomodoro, ideally after 6 p.m. Some people also choose to undergo repetition of a skill early in the morning around 7 a.m. before everyone else is up. These are quiet periods when the world around you starts moving less and you have more time to yourself. So you can also make the most right here because the distractions will be at an all-time low. No one's gonna be up at 7 a.m. I'm pretty sure your friends are probably just sleeping. So practice alone, quietly. Make sure your practice sessions are of high quality, not lackluster efforts where you're doing some work but you're also watching TikTok. All right, you do not want to pick up your phone and reset your brain after some minutes of studying. Studies have shown that multitasking can actually reduce your IQ and cognitive ability significantly, akin to losing a night's sleep. That's insane. Keep practicing until you reach your flow state where you're now at maximum output. Flow, which is a concept popularized by a psychologist named Malay something,
Mihai, Csikszentmihalyi,
is a state of heightened focus and immersion where you can achieve peak performance. Every action you do while in the maximum output state, the flow state of mind, will be of the highest quality and you will do and learn more in significantly less time. You simply have to reach that high output level of yours as fast as you can. Did you know that top performers across various fields from athletes to artists often use focused, intense practice sessions to achieve their level of expertise because they understand that quality practice is the key to rapid skill acquisition. So if you're someone who isn't reaching that flow state and you're falling shortly behind because you continuously use TikTok so the ramp up gets wasted, then you will never be able to learn at your maximum output potential. And that's how people spend 30 hours learning something when they should only spend 10 hours. Now, right when you're at the finish line, don't trip. Do not make these mistakes. Don't forget what you spent hours 1 to 8 on. After hour 8, you are now repeating and retaining, but there is a difference. You can do something over and over and not progress. That's repetition with no aim. But if you do something and see how you can optimize it, even a small aspect of that thing, and the next time you apply that, that's where you generally will learn something and 9 out of 10 times won't make the same mistake. That is what you call retainment. And here's why this is so powerful. The person who's not practicing active recall, optimizing routine, will have a skill graph that looks like this. But the person who is doing what I mentioned will have a graph that looks like this. Do you see the difference in how good you got the skill by joining repetition with retainment? No matter what anyone says, whatever YouTube videos you have seen, active recall is a proven learning technique where you actively stimulate your memory during the learning process. And research from the University of Washington found that students who use active recall perform significantly better in exams. So after each learning session, quiz yourself, summarize the information, and explain to someone else so you can truly see if you've mastered the information. You see, teachers always say learn from your mistakes, and that's exactly true. Like a study conducted at Stanford University literally found that students who embrace their mistakes and use them as learning opportunities showed remarkable improvements in their skills and understanding. So next time you make a mistake, actually try to find the reason why. Don't just be like, oh yeah, I'll get it next time. Don't follow average, okay? Learn 10 skills in 100 hours instead of 5. Use this pyramid. By integrating these methods, you'll find yourself learning faster than ever before. Remember, it's not just about putting in the hours, it's about making those hours count.